is that? That's not one of them orbs, is it? I don't know. Where'd that thing go? Oh, that was weird. Hello, orb. Men tend to thrive more in relationships and in marriages, while women tend to thrive more when they're single. Let's talk about that because there are a lot of facts to this that are actually backed up by numerous studies that have been done on women's single life versus a man's single life. Studies show that single men tend to be more socially isolated and lonelier than married men. Now, of course, this is a generality. I'm not speaking for every single man, but for the majority of men, this is how it is. And this is one of the leading causes and factors for why there is a male loneliness epidemic. One of the biggest differences between men and women when they're both single is women tend to have several outlets where they can pour out their emotional load onto and who they can connect with on an emotional and a mental level, whereas men, we don't think the same way in those regards, especially on a romantic level. We think that the only person who we're supposed to be emotional to and pour out our emotional load onto is a woman or a partner. Women don't think the same, and this is why there is a male loneliness epidemic, because men think that we're supposed to hold every single one of our emotions in and we can't let it out to anyone. This is undeniably one of the reasons for why women tend to thrive more when they're single, because they have a community, a support system of other women and other friends who they can be emotionally connected to. We, unfortunately, don't do that. Single women are more likely to have deep friendships and platonic friendships with other people, and this makes them less dependent on romantic validation. Another reason for why women tend to thrive more when they're single than men do is because of the pressures that come with being in a relationship. There's added cultural and social expectations for a woman when she's in a relationship, like the domestic labor, for example, being one of the main ones. Cooking, cleaning, doing all that stuff. So when a woman is single and decides to live a life without a man, she can cook whenever she wants. If she doesn't want to cook, she doesn't have to. There's a lot less pressure coming from being single than being in a relationship. Very simply put, a woman could wake up one morning and decide, today I'm not going to cook. I don't feel like making any breakfast, so cereal it is. And this is essentially what I mean by when I say that a lot of women who are single tend to have a lot less pressure than women who are in marriages and in relationships. When you take all these things into consideration, it shouldn't be a surprise that men thrive more in relationships while women thrive more when they're single. And this tells me that in a romantic sense, generally speaking, men need women more than women need men.
And he said that man doesn't know the power of his own mind. If you knew what was going to happen and focused on the opposite scenario, the opposite effect, that could be our future. We could create that with our minds. But he also said, if the power of one man's mind is that powerful, imagine the power of group mind. That if you get groups of people focusing on the opposite, on peace and harmony for the world, you could truly create miracles, because the power of the mind at that point would not only be multiplied, it would be squared. The power would be tremendous. And this is what my message has been as I travel all over the world, is tell people they can change the future. They are not puppets. They do not have to go along with what is predicted. We can have a wonderful future if we just know about it, focus on it, use our minds. We're so scattered. Our energy is very scattered. When you focus that energy, it can be tremendous.
It's what you don't want to do if you find yourself in deep water and you don't know how to swim. Panicking, trying to go super high out of the water. You know how to swim? Relax. And hold your breath. Blow it out. Breathe it in. Blow it out. Breathe it in. Folks, my legs just sunk just now. I'm vertical. My arms are behind my back. I'm 210 pounds, 6'3". There's no tricks here. I'm in the water floating and surviving, waiting for help if I needed it, because my lungs are holding the air. Others do lessons. I teach swimming. Comment the word swim down below. We'll send you a link to the course, how to swim and how to survive. Have yourselves a great day.
You have a stuffy nose, I can fix that. Take a face cloth, moisten it, microwave it for 30 seconds. If it's too hot for your fingertips, it's too hot for your face, so let it cool down a little bit. Then place it right here, okay? Place it right here for 2 minutes. 2, place your knuckle under your cheek and pull your ear out and take a deep breath. And you're like, that's not gonna work. Then don't do it, boo-boo. I'm not forcing you to do it, okay? But just try it, it's free. Do that on both sides. Drink peppermint tea, or don't, but this is going to help. 4, a neti pot. This thing right here. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun, but it works wonders. What you're going to do is you're going to take distilled water, put saline packets in it, then you're going to take the water. You're going to put it in through one nostril, and it's going to come out the other. Yep, You're going to feel like you're drowning, but you're not going to be drowning. You got to lean forward and, yeah, it's a whole thing. But it works, okay, it works. And if you don't want to do it, that's okay. I understand. I'm not forcing you to do it, but it works, okay? Works. And the last one, don't judge me. It looks weird. You're going to hold your breath. You're going to plug your nose, and you're going to try to blow air out your nose. Not hard. And then you're going to go like this. The minute you come up, you're not plugged up anymore. And you're thinking, that's not going to work. Then don't do it. Don't do it. It's that easy, but it's free. Let's not start 2025 with plugged up noses, okay? Try these or don't. I'm not going to force you to do anything you don't want to do, boo-boo. All right? You have free will. Okay. Bye.
One easy way to check if you have aura is to walk into an empty shop on a day that's not crowded, at a time where you know there's not going to be a lot of people. Make sure it's empty, make sure you're the only one there, and watch if the shop gets crowded shortly after you walked in. And do this repeatedly with other empty shops as well. And if they keep coming in right after you walk in, you know that you have aura.
The world got some explaining to do. What was going on in October 1582? I seen somebody on here say if you open your Apple calendar and scroll to October 1582, we got a whole 11 days missing. And you know I stay going down them rabbit holes, so I went down that rabbit hole and watch this. Now when you get there, if you look at October from right here, it ain't nothing different. They got all the days as it's supposed to be. So I dug a little deeper. But when you click on October, if you look right there, look at that. Look what it say. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 15. Where all them days go? Where did all them days go? You got a whole 11 days missing. 1582. So what happened that 11 days was missing in 1582? And who was clocking time in 1582? That's what we need to find out. Who was clocking the time? Because apparently you was drunk on your shift. You had to be drunk on your shift because you missed 11 days, baby. 11. Now I got so many questions. I need so many answers. So what I need you to do is, if anybody know, because you know TikTok be knowing. If you know, let me know, because now I want to know.
This photo was taken just the other day somewhere in Asia. Do you see it? Up there in the sky? In front of the cloud? Okay, I'll circle it for you. Do you see it now? There's definitely something there. Kind of hard to see, but there's something there. So let's look closer and see if we can make out what it is. Okay, this is closer, and you can see it's probably metallic. At least that's what it looks like from here. So I doubt that's an airplane or an orb. But let's take a closer view, just to get a better look. Here we go. Nice shape to it, kind of circular, way up there in the sky. Yeah, something else, baby cakes. But I had to zoom that in, at least as close as I could get, and still get detail. So let's check it out. Now I hate to say it, but this looks like the standard flying saucer. Yeah, UFO. Although to tell you the truth, it could be almost anything. Possibly man-made, possibly something else. What do you think that could be, Booshkies? Let me know in the comment section. Shabadoo!
Do you want to know why lies of omission are the absolute worst? I made a TikTok last week about lies of omission that you guys seem to really like, but I didn't dive into why lies of omission are so insidious. And it is because of your intuition. Your intuition is a powerful tool. Like, it is the best. It is the absolute best. And when somebody directly lies to you, like you ask them a question and they respond verbally with a lie, your intuition will pick up on verbal and nonverbal cues that that person is deceiving you. And your intuition is going to send up alarm bells. However, in lies of omission, that will not happen. Your intuition will not have the opportunity to register any problem. That person just has to keep living their normal life. They don't even have to expend energy trying to lie. They don't have to tap dance their way out of an honest answer. They don't have to invent excuses to you on the fly. And like, those are the moments when people reveal their tells. It can take years for lies of omission to be uncovered. Even if you've got the most finely tuned intuition or are incredibly intelligent, you can still be taken in by a lie of omission because your intuition has not had an opportunity to send up those alarm bells. And those alarm bells allow you to say, I need to trust but verify. Like, when you get the sense that somebody is deceiving you, you might go, I might want to do a little digging here. And this is why I think lies of omission are the most problematic. All lying is bad. Don't be a liar. But your intuition is your safety net. It is what gets you through life and helps keep you safe from unsafe people. And in lies of omission, your intuition doesn't even have the chance to register anything.
Oh, this Lamborghini was stuck in the drive and doors locked from the inside. What? Huh. Huh. I've never seen a car like this myself. I only thought they exist in movies. But now this is even more crazy. What could have caused it to do that? Oh, it's like it's being parked below the other car's backside. What's happening? This is crazy. I mean, you guys in traffic, you get this close. Man, this is unbelievable. And it is stuck. The doors can't open. Or is that some defense mechanism for the car? Please, English people that knows about this cars, you can tell us in the comment section. You see, this one I only thought it exists in games. I'm surprised to see some good vibe shows from other places of the world on it, and there's some crazy stuff.
Everyone, when they comes into a life, is never alone. They have a guardian angel that's assigned to them when they come into the life. They have to be with you your entire life. The guardian angel takes care of you and is there to assist you. It cannot interfere, but it's there to assist you. But most people think they're alone and they don't know there are guardian angels that are assigned to you when you come in. And they can't interfere. So they said, if you don't ask us for assistance, we don't have anyone to assist. So they like it if you can talk to them and tell them what you want, and they will take it and they will run with it. They will do miracles if they know what it is you want. But everyone has at least one guardian angel assigned to them when they come in. You can call it guide, guardian angel, whatever you want. But some people have more than one.
How many kids did Adam and Eve have? Well, we know of 3 that are named. So you have Cain, who's the firstborn. He's the murderer. He's sent off into exile. The second one is Abel, who Cain murdered. The third one that's named is Seth. Adam has him at 130 years old, which means Eve also has him at 130 years old. The Bible doesn't come with exhaustive lists of everything to describe every single detail, but you have to think, if Adam and Eve are given the mission to be fruitful and to multiply and to fill the earth, procreation is a big responsibility of theirs. What are they doing until 130, even though 3 kids are named? There's probably a whole lot of kids, sons and daughters. But what makes me think that is Seth's name is literally, it means appointed, which means it's been like you're the one that's going to carry on the line of the Messiah, the seed of the woman that leads to the salvation of the world. You're the appointed one. And so he's mentioned because he is set apart, but that doesn't mean that he's exclusive. He would have had lots and lots of brothers and sisters born born before and after him, I presume.
So the state of California will not allow firefighters to use ocean water to put out this destructive fire that very soon is going to surpass $10 billion in damages, and some expect it's going to balloon to $12 to $15 billion is going to be the cost. But here's why. According to experts, they say using salt water to fight a fire will cause the equipment to eventually corrode and cause other damage to tools. It says it could cause problems to tanks, to fire trucks, hydrants, and the tools. However, some question, wouldn't the damage to the tools, the hydrants, the fire trucks be less than the total destruction of this Palisades fire and the fires surrounding the area? And the answer is yes. However, how quickly could the equipment be replaced? That's the first thing. And now, the reason why many experts believe California will not allow firefighters to use salt water is because it's considered dangerous. Listen to this. High salt content of the water is potentially damaging and dangerous to the ecosystem. It says causing a barren landscape in those areas for many years afterwards. But to use the salt water as effectively as hydrant water, it needs to be desalinated. Now, here's the cost to do that. It's between $5 and $10 per 1,000 gallons. Keep in mind those 3 tanks that are sitting up in the Palisades, well, they hold about 1 million gallons each, according to reports. But today, officials said it wasn't a matter of water levels being too low in the tanks. It was a matter that the supply going up the hill was too slow. Not low, slow. Meaning, not enough water being pushed out of the hydrants would even make a dent in the fires. So according to officials, it's not that the water wasn't enough, but it was too much destruction too quickly. That was the cause. But let me know, do you think this is real, or is this just their statement coming out at the time?
A lot of it is with the conditions. Like I didn't know. I just felt something was off and something was wrong. And then with this, it just started growing and growing and growing.
Can you walk us through what happened to your skin?
Yeah, I just I just noticed here
from the very beginning. One day you woke up and
yeah,
you just had white.
Yeah, I just noticed this here, and then I just it just started like to spread and
discoloring of your skin.
Yeah, and I never had it before.
And you went to a doctor for it?
Yeah, first went to a dermatologist,
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, they're going to figure this out. And they just said, oh, maybe it's vitiligo. And then I went to, other ones, gave me EKGs and everything, and really didn't get much. And then finally went to my 4th doctor, and they did the echocardiogram, and I recommend that for everybody, echocardiogram. Left ventricle was at 27. And one time I collapsed, and I was in the hospital for 5 days. Yeah.
What did they say it was?
Yeah, they were saying it was more of the heart failure, but if they had caught it sooner, it would have been better. But that's what was going on. My heart was feeling, and that's why I have all this
discoloring of the skin. And did they say why you were having heart failure? What it was? Was it because of the job?
Yeah, stress.
Okay,
yeah.
The stress,
and then I was still under the litigation, and there's no answer for anything. Just everything was just pending.
And you were unable to take disability because your paperwork was just pending. They cut down your hours, maybe gave you desk duty.
Yeah, they wouldn't give me the work disability, which that thing was all, drawn out. And they delayed all of that. They fought me on that.
So you have all of these you have a medical condition going on. You're seeing doctors. No one's doing anything at work to help you, to help aid you. Mentally, where are you at?
Yeah, mentally, I'm just keep going on to the next project and the next thing, and just not realizing, mentally, very strong, but like I think I was mentally stronger than the physical was failing, but mentally I just doing litigation and media and battles, I'm just born to do that.
Did you say media?
Media, yeah.
What kind of media?
There's a lot of media on what's going on in the jail, on my story, on testifying, my lawsuits. Like when you Google me, there's a lot of media information, and that's just from coming a background, working on campaigns, working on issues.
So you just quit one day. You decide to walk away from the job, or how did your exit go?
Yeah, a lot of it is just they wanted me to go on a tank for 16 hours, which, the open pod, which we're only supposed to do that for 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt, something from the stress because I had someone that didn't work that day. It was his day off and they were going to come in. So what they did is said, well, that person has to work and you have to stay. Now, these are one of the worst takes is behavioral observation. You got to be alert. You got to be paying attention. You can't be falling asleep. And then I just kind of felt, something from there. And that's when after that day, that's when this thing
broke out.
Show up. But I felt so maybe, I had some kind of mild heart condition from, all that pressure from there. And I just knew I didn't feel right. They weren't approving my disability. They weren't working with me. So ball's in their court, figure out what you guys want to do.
But it's the wheel of karma. One of the only things that Jesus came to teach us was how to get off the wheel of karma. So he came to show us how to get off of the wheel. Of course, the only way is always with love. Love is the greatest thing there is. God, the source, is total love. And that's all they're ever trying to teach anyone. It's just that a life on Earth is so much difficult. I said this is the most difficult planet in the universe. The densest, the heaviest. They say when you sign on to come here, they really admire you. You have to be very brave to take that step. They said, give this beautiful planet a creature with intelligence and free will, and see what he does with it.
But you can see that he's listening for something and then starts to speak. So Trump initiates the interaction, and Obama immediately goes into this avoidant behavior, right? That avoidant attention, so that there's something else to put his attention on if need be. If he needs to get out of this dynamic, he's got the program as an excuse. It allows for some avoidant gaze. Now, if you look at Trump's center line, how it is so much toward Obama, right? And then finally, Obama does start to engage. He does lean over just a bit, but not too much. And then here comes W. Chest puffed out, nice wide stance, gives that little love tap. We'll talk about that in a second. And again, here, Obama, avoidant gaze, down, taking in but not engaging. And then again, with the laughter, takes in, doesn't give any eye contact, doesn't concede any power. And then here comes Mamala. Strong, strong walk. And doesn't make any nods or smiles or greetings of any kind to anyone. It is a funeral after all. But this moment here looks back toward Bill. Little bit of an eye roll there. And then here's the moment. There's silence. Obama speaks. Kamala thinks, oh, are you talking to me? Oh, you're not talking to me. And then the head goes back, mouth tightens up, and then we go right into avoidant activity.
Interesting. Look at this UFO over San Bernardino, California during the fires. You see, this is back in January 8th of 2025. Crazy stuff, my friends. Are you seeing that thing in the sky? What looks like, I don't know what it looks like. Maybe a bacteria. I can only relate with a bacteria with this one, you see? Or some thin, huge octopus. You see? Look at these things that it have. It looks like tails waving there in the clouds. What is this thing? What does he have to do with the fires? Man, this is crazy stuff. Oh, it looks like Terminator's head. What is this thing? My God. Oh, man, this is bizarre stuff. Yo, it's like these ETs, if they are come in different shapes and sizes. Yo, all this is for entertainment purposes. My friends, take a look at this and leave your comments. Do you think this could have been said as the firefighter of the ETs?
I did 5 sets of 47 this morning. What do you think are what do you think our most important strategic base is in the Pacific?
In the Pacific, Guam is pretty strategically significant.
How many rounds of 5.56 can you fit into the magazine of an M4 rifle?
Depends on the magazine, but standard issue is 30, Senator.
And what size round does the M9 Beretta standard issue sidearm for the military fire?
A 9mm, Senator.
What kind of batteries do you put in your night vision goggle?
Duracell.
So right there, you're representing qualifications that show you understand what the warfighter deals with every single day on the battlefield. You understand what happens on the front line, where our troops will be.
This is a viral image of a rare concrete house that survived the fire in LA. So here in Europe, we were like, wait, Americans, the richest nation in the world, build their homes with cheap wood? But why? The reason is what economists call the path dependence feedback loop. Back in the 19th and 20th century, when the US was rapidly expanding, cheap wood was everywhere. So it became the default material for homes. And over time, the wood became a cultural symbol of the American family. So even though concrete is stronger and fireproof, the average American is like, yeah, but this is how I imagine a cozy family home, you know? And now it's hard to switch because the path dependence feedback loop works like this. Once a society adopts a specific way of doing things, like building wooden houses, craftsmen begin specializing in wooden construction. Manufacturers focus on producing materials for wooden homes. And the entire system aligns to support that choice. And a huge natural disaster like this can be a wake-up call. For example, the entire San Francisco burned to the ground in the Great Fire of 1906 because the city was made of wood. And that's when the city officials were like, okay, enough is enough. We're switching to concrete and steel. This is what's called the cultural inertia. When people keep doing things the old way, even if the times have changed and there is a much better option now. Now, think about your own country. What traditions do people still follow, even if they no longer make sense? Let us know in the comments.
Wow. Well, that's quite an interesting question. Let me think of one I can tell you from this side. Some weird cultures that people still carry on. Yeah, I've gotten one. Wallets. People still carry their wallets, you see. I understand is to put some documentations in there, but in the past, it was used to carry money, you see. But with all these things of putting money in the phone, it's no longer need for a wallet, unless you just want to maintain that masculine posture that sometimes people do. Anyway, that is one of just the things. You can tell us in your country what is it, some weird culture that people carry on. And as you do so, please also leave your comments on all those videos we've just watched. And as you take that time to do so interesting, so also give me an ear, my friend, please, as I read for you something here from the book of wisdom. Is it supposed to read for you? See, my friend. Wait, I'm almost missing. Yeah. This is the place. This is the place. May his name endure forever. May it continue as long as the sun. All the nations will be blessed through him, and they will call him blessed. Praise be to the Lord God, the God of Israel, who alone does marvelous deeds. Praise be to his glorious name forever. May the whole earth be filled with his glory. Amen and amen. Interesting. Wonderful source. That is from Psalm 72:17 going down. Let's also give thanks to this King of glory. Dear Lord Father, thank you for this far. You are the Alpha and the Omega, Father. Thank you for the wonderful beginning that we had and these terms that you had reached, Father, to wrap up this video. All glory and might, Father, belong unto you. Father, Lord, this video, as we wrap it up, may it reach lots of people in this world, Father. May it impact their lives, Father. May they see your goodness through this video, Father, and may their lives be transformed, Father. This viewer that have been watching, Father, may you do great things for them. Forgive them their sins, Father. Intervene in all aspects of their life, Father. And as you bless them, Father, Also, do not forsake us. Help us to grow in love as one people, Father, and to increase in numbers and knowing you more. Help us to always do according to your will, Father, and lead us in your path. In your holy name, Jesus Christ, we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen. See you next time, wonderful source of God. Peace and love be with you. Bye bye. Good vibes.